you talk about leveling with the American people, have you always told the truth?
I've always tried to.
You know, is she in it for us or is she in it for herself?
What difference at this point does it make?
Donald Trump has already sealed the deal for the Republican nomination. But will Bernie's wrecking crew be out in full force to tear the roof off when Clinton's camp steals California?
You know,
Oh, excuse me, I'm talking.
let him run.
Join me and the rest of the InfoWars crew this Tuesday, June 7th at 7 p.m. We're going to be going live to document Hillary's last stand.
I don't feel no ways tired. I come too far.
So you ask my opinion, I will tell you my opinion. I'm not going to be channeling my husband.
Join us live this Super Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central for the InfoWars Nightly News.
All right, welcome back to the Alex Jones Show. This is the beginning of the 4th hour, but as Alex was leaving, I mentioned to him the fact that it is 6/6/16 and all the different things that are happening with this. And of course, it's not just what's happening with the chip. Alex wanted to talk about that, but of course, Alex is also, Bilderberg is starting this week. We've got Brexit. Everything is at the cusp. We've got world government that is breaking out, or people trying to break out of it. Absolutely.
The Pope's calling for world government, saying the Christian roots. He's ashamed of the Christian roots. He used a worse word. He abhors hearing about them. You know, it's terrible. He dreads. We can pull up that exact quote. So I'm going to get out of here in 5 minutes, but I was leaving to a meeting that I'm already late for. And you were like, yeah, 666, all this weird occult stuff going on. That's what I'm going to cover coming up, which you're going to do in a moment. And I went, oh, my gosh, that's it. Because I was on air Friday when this came out and Saturday and Sunday, and I read this article from Infowars.com. Come on over here, Buckley, or maybe Document Cam in there. Why is there suddenly such a huge push for Mark of the Beast in technology? And there's just all over the news. Suddenly, yes, you're going to have a chip. Yes, we're getting rid of cash. You know, so what you think? And I got so excited about this, I'm even sweating all of a sudden. It's like 65 degrees in here. And it all clicked. These are their people pushing in the media and the system to throw it in our face, just like world government. We've seen more Mark of the Beast is good for you, get rid of cash, put a chip in your kids in the last month than I've ever seen in 21 years on air. I mean, it has been a full onslaught. And the mystery is, it's 666. That's the day. It's June 6th. The month is 6. The day is 6. The year is 16. In numerology, the last number. That's why they're doing rituals everywhere. Yeah. That's why they're launching. I bet they pull something today. I bet there's a mass killing or, you know, some big tragedy. They're doing all this garbage because they're bringing it in. Like your mothers and fathers are bad. Jesus is bad. We abhor Christians. You know, bringing in the Muslims. This and the EU proposing a ID to use the internet and to tax it and track you and control you. Satan is planning to celebrate 6/6/16 in L.A. This is their big coming out. This is their big push, and it ties into everything else we're facing, everything else we're seeing. I mean, undoubtedly, just open. Your kid will get a chip. It's inevitable. We played that clip a week ago. Paul did a viral video on it. We can cue it up and play it in the next segment. I mean, it's just everywhere. Your kid will get a chip. It's inevitable. If that isn't the mark of the beast, if a cashless society and parents being persecuted and being turned off the internet if you don't submit to the world government so you can't even have a job, and it being digitally erased in an electronic concentration camp, if that isn't the mark of the beast, if the devil isn't real, they've taken the idea and they're doing it, David. They're manifesting it.
Well, it's real to them, or they wouldn't be putting a pentagram around L.A. today is when they're doing it in L.A.
David, this is just incredible. Your thoughts for a minute. You know, I've made my point here. Tell us what you got coming up.
One of the things we're going to cover, and we're going to cover it tonight on the Nightly News because there's a lot of visuals about it. There was also, Alex, on June the 1st, there was a grand opening ceremony for this massive rail tunnel through the Swiss mountains, the Goddard train. It's a railroad underground tunnel. But the ceremony, Alex, that they had was truly bizarre. It's one of the most bizarre occultic ceremonies you'll see. So we're going to show clips of that. We're going to talk about what's behind that, as well as
remember the all-seeing eye on the 9/11 event?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. But this is really strange. I mean, people who've seen the movie done by Terry Gilliam, Brazil, you're going to the dream sequences. They've got this topless woman flying with feathers and this big baby head on. I mean, and they got people marching around like they're in a trance. It is truly bizarre.
They admit that these things are big mass rituals.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's how they program society, and they're doing it, folks. And most of these elites are totally mentally ill. That's why it doesn't make sense to a lot of us. David Knight, great job, folks. That is the mystery of all this Mark of the Beast promotion. It has to do with the 666 day. They're celebrating it. They're trying to bring it in. They're trying to bring in the Antichrist. They're trying to bring in the false New Age. Because when Christ truly returns, that's when the true New Age begins for 1,000 years. There's a real Illuminati. That's just for freedom and openness. There's a false Illuminati. We'll be right back. Thousands of years ago, there was a basic form of chivalry. Our ancestors would hear the drums of war, giving the warriors of the tribe a chance to organize and prepare a defense. 60 years ago, when foreign air forces were approaching filled with bombs, they had drums of their own, air raid sirens. But in the 21st century, there are silent weapons for quiet war. Pathogens added to the food and water, into the lining of plastics that destroy our vitality, turn off our hormones, and accelerate our journey towards death. I personally counter this onslaught with Anthroplex. Anthroplex is designed with known organic concentrated herbs to create the basic foundation to normal metabolic activity inside the human body. Discover why Anthroplex is turning so many heads today. It's time for us to take our bodies back into our own hands, and it starts at InfoWarsLife.com with Anthroplex.